It was really upsetting. Um,
Yeah.
we didn't discover he had dyslexia until he was in sixth grade, despite having been receiving special services at school since he was like 3 years old. So we were
Sure.
really upset that the school hadn't identified it. We actually had private exam done when he was in sixth grade that identified the dyslexia.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
So,
it was actually very surprising.
yeah.
Yeah, we had no idea, even though he had struggles with school and with reading and comprehension and so forth at times. We didn't know that he had dyslexia, and it wasn't until the what is that testing called?
Neuropsychological
Yeah, the
evaluation.
neuropsychological evaluation
Sure.
is when the lady said he is dyslexic. And so yeah, it surprised us.
Very shocking.
Oh, yeah.
Shocking we didn't know already.
Right, because it was in sixth grade. So it was recommended by the doctor, and so I just started doing research online, and we looked at some different options, and we looked at local, I guess, tutors, who we'd have to go see, and then we also looked at, gosh, it was an organization, but they have different locations all over the place, and you go to their facility and they say it's quite expensive, and they say that you go there and they guarantee that there'll be improvement after just like 3 or 4 months. The problem that I read a lot of mixed reviews on that, and the problem that I had with it um, was that it was almost kind of like you were trained. It was like getting, maybe a recent college grad or someone and just training them real briefly on kind of their method, and so you could just
Sure.
be any employee hired off the street and just kind of without really having a true understanding and background in dyslexia. So I actually found out about Dyslexia Connect doing my online research, and I read some very positive reviews
Oh,
um,
sure.
on like local, I guess, message type groups that talk about like um, special ed services or dyslexia and that kind of thing, and educational services, and that's how I found out about Dyslexia Connect. Yeah, I thought it was reasonably priced, and but most importantly, I liked the bios that you had of your instructors or your tutors, and so
Sure.
that to me, and then the method that you used, because based on my research, that was and I forget the name of the Bella something or
Oh,
something.
the Orton Gillingham.
Yeah, Orton
Yes,
Gillingham. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was important based on the research that I did.
And that method was recommended to us by one of the doctors as well.
Yeah, yeah. And so these were people who were trained and knew what they were doing. And also, we liked the idea because we did seriously consider if we wouldn't have done this, we would have used a local person who was trained. We found a few tutors in the area that were significantly more expensive, and we'd also have to go see them, which
Right.
it's not the end of the world, but to be able to do it online and to see that it's still effective and it's easier and all that, that was all. We found that all to be appealing. It's always been a bit of a challenge, especially
Reading comprehension.
and reading comprehension.
Prior to starting Dyslexia Connect, we had a really difficult time with word tenses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
And we saw a significant improvement in that, I would say, within a relatively quick amount of time. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a very noticeable improvement in his ability to identify the right tense for words and what he was trying to communicate.
In school, he's been doing a lot better in English and so forth, and we can just tell by in speaking with him, he's gotten a lot better.
And his
Great.
confidence has improved.
Yeah.
I think he's a lot more comfortable in school now to raise his hand, ask questions, engage
Right.
during class, whereas before he did not have that confidence. So that's a definite measurable result.
Right.
In general,
Very
with tutoring.
satisfied.
Yeah.
And we can't say enough about his tutor. I was just saying to Mike, I'm like, we need to send her a present,
Oh, sure.
because she's amazing. And she's been working with him, from the start of this to now, where he's made so much progress. And I can say in the beginning, he was not a very willing participant.
Sure.
So he was very cranky and grumpy, and she was able to build enough rapport with him to get him on board and willing to learn and willing to participate. And that's made a huge difference as well. And so they've established a great relationship, and he's always happy to work with her now. And I can't say enough about how amazing she is, and just everything that she's taught him.
Yeah, she has a lot of patience.
And we can overhear the sessions a lot of times, and just hearing, it's incremental work, just making this incremental progress, and
her positivity.
Yeah, she's very positive, and just can't say enough great things about her.
I feel great about it now. I think early on we were open to it. We were like, yeah, okay. We were very open-minded, but there was a little bit of hesitation. It's like, is it going to be as good?
Sure.
We noticed coming out of COVID that there were a lot of struggles that he had when school started back up, and it was just a mess. And he really had a hard time with that. But I feel like, it's been very smooth with, doing his tutoring with Dyslexia Connect. And so maybe a tiny bit, but we were open-minded about it because we saw our other choices, which were, drive several miles away at times that may not work for us, or go to a center, where I don't know if I completely trust the,
teaching method,
the teaching method or abilities of whoever was there, compared to like what we were seeing with Dyslexia Connect. So a tiny bit of apprehension, but it quickly went away once we started. Yes,
absolutely. 100% fully recommend. It's a fantastic option. Flexible, reasonably priced, and effective. So